When you talk about confirmation bias, I wonder your opinion on sort of the confirmation bias that surrounds the question of science and God. So on the one side, you have folks like Sam Harris or Richard Dawkins who suggest that science has conclusively disproved the existence of God, that science absolutely cuts against the existence of a greater being with a plan for the universe. And then on the other side, you have folks like Stephen Meyer who say, no. When you look at the science, what you see is God's signature in the cell and DNA. You see sort of clues that God has left behind as to the organization of nature in a particular way that bespeaks of an intelligence beyond mere evolution, for example. Do you think that science cuts in favor or against God, or do you think that science really doesn't have much to say on the issue?
I think the latter, and I view myself as having a unique role in that I can sort of troll the atheists and I can troll the theists in the sense of, I think if you believe in God, if you claim to be a believer, there may be no closer window into the mind of God than to study science. It's the most primitive, distilled facts about nature that may reveal, in the case of some people who believe in things like intelligent design, et cetera, that it may reveal a window into God. And on the other hand, if you, if you're so simplistic that you would reject or claim that the Bible, the Old Testament, however you want to say it, that was a science book, and therefore you can refute it. I always like to use this analogy. I looked up, and you're a sports fan, so you'll appreciate this. I looked up the top 25 most famous NBA stars, and number one is Amari Stoudemire. So he's a convert, I think, to Judaism, but nevertheless much appreciated. And number 25, and then there's like Dolph Shays, and there's some wonderful NBA players on this list. And then you get to the bottom, and there's a picture, and it's just image not found. Like there aren't that many great Jewish basketball stars just in history. And I said, well, how many total NBA stars have there been in total? There's about 1,000, or about 25,000. So that means that's about a 1 in every 1,000 players was a Jewish player. Now imagine you pick up a book and it says the history of the NBA, and it's 1,000 pages long. And one page is about all the non-Jews and so forth, and the rest is all about Jews in the NBA. You'd say this is not really, like, I shouldn't judge this book by its cover. And the Torah, as you know, probably the Old Testament, has about 35,000 total verses in it. And 35, if I'm generous, would have to do something with creation, evolution, maybe if you're really willing to stretch. That's the same ratio, 35 out of 35,000. And so it's obviously not meant to be read as a science book. And this is, kind of, I would say I would adopt the non-overlapping magisteria argument of Stephen Jay Gould, that these are two different things. Torah or Bible or whatever means wisdom. Science in Greek means knowledge. And so they're very different things. Wikipedia has a lot of knowledge. It doesn't have any wisdom.
Thank you for tuning in to The Daily Wire, one of the fastest growing conservative media outlets in the country. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our content.